Welcome to Glazed Over, a podcast for contemporary ceramic studios. We're your hosts, Jessica Cowan
and Vanessa Steele. You're invited to join us in a creative conversation about life in the arts and entertainment industry.
Feel like a juggler at your ceramic studio? Between classes, bookings, and admin tasks, those pins keep flying. Let Occasion help you put down the act and get back to creating. Visit occasion.act to discover your peace of mind.
Hey everyone, Des Toll here from Biscuit Imports. We just launched our brand new must-have markdowns page at biscuitimports.com, packed with seasonal, holiday, and classic bisque at up to 25% off. These aren't discontinued, just temporarily marked down, so grab them while you can.
Looking to sharpen your skills or learn new techniques to enhance your studio offerings? A CCSA membership has you covered. With exclusive access to educational webinars, training programs, and hands-on workshops, you'll stay ahead of industry trends and keep your creativity flowing. Whether it's improving your business operations or mastering the latest pottery techniques, the CCSA is here to support your growth. Join the community of like-minded studio owners and take advantage of these incredible learning opportunities. Visit ccsaonline.com and become a member today.
We're here today specifically to talk about how you can use, right, like social media trends in your studio, right, to bring people in. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I was quite intrigued that you guys wanted to talk to me about that. And then I was thinking, maybe it's because I have a lot of followers on Instagram.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
And we have been a very trendy, the last 9 years, we have been a very trendy place, and I hope to continue to be. And I actually did build it myself. And I'm this year was the first year that I delegated it to a separate company. Mm-hmm. I felt like, we're already at 4 branches, and I feel like I need to focus on the operation side of it, and then, let somebody else do it. But right. I have to say, yeah. I literally tomorrow have a meeting with that woman that is running the Instagram the last few months, because I'm like so specific about what I like and what I don't like. So
yeah,
and what I think could go and don't go. So I'm here to answer all the questions.
I'm really interested in that, because that feels to be the hardest part, is giving it to someone else and still keeping like the tone, So yeah, I'll be interested when we get to that part of, kind of giving it away, but keeping your trend. So, okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about this. Do you feel nervous? Do you feel good? Are you excited?
I feel excited. I'm excited.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, okay, let's get into it. So, all right, I'm excited to have you here today. You want to introduce yourself to everybody a little bit?
Sure. So I'm Ailene. I've been running this paint pottery studio the last 9 years. Before I opened my studio, I was actually an art teacher. I studied a BA in fine arts and education, and then I became a teacher for 5 years. And at some point, I decided that it's not for me, because I had my second child and I wanted to do something from home. And I started teaching English through art. And it was actually just doing fun art activities with the children who wanted to learn English. And then, my aunt is a ceramicist, quite well known in Israel. And she one time took me to her supplier. And then when I went to this supply shop, I was in shock, because I saw 6 beautiful cupcakes looking at me that were made out of ceramics. And I was like, what is that? That is so beautiful. The first time when you just open the studio and you're like so excited about those pottery pieces, and you get you just want to buy them.
Yes.
So that was the first time. And then I said to her, what is this? Can I bring this to my students? Can we paint it? And she said, sure. Why don't you paint it and then bring it to me in Yafo to my studio, and I'll fire it for you. And that's how it started. And then I did like a cupcake party, and then like also decorating cupcakes, and then
Cute.
like actual cupcakes, and then we drank chocolate milk. Anyway, I'll cut the story short. It was a huge hit. And then the next time they wanted more painting pottery, because this didn't really exist in Israel. It was like it existed, but it wasn't the same. Like it wasn't around a theme, or I made it like around themes. Like there was a Halloween party on my roof with like all kinds of ceramic pieces of Halloween. Like if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
I did it on my roof. Like I did it all from home. And at some point, the landlords were like, "Okay, Ailene, listen, you can't work from home anymore. You're gonna."
Yeah, right. You need to
And,
open a store.
okay. I'll stop. And then
Yeah.
I opened my first studio. It was super small, like a small room. And then after a year, I expanded to a much bigger space, but it was underground. And then after 2 years, I moved to a bigger space and a bigger space, and then we opened another branch, another, and so it became like a big thing. But I do have to say that throughout the process, I was really focused on social media.
Hmm.
So, and but the lucky part was, I really believe when you make an effort, it comes to you um, from a way that you wouldn't expect it. Like you get the payback from a different way. Like it's not necessarily always where you make the effort. I can't explain
Right.
that. This is the only
Yeah,
way
I'm
to
with you.
say it.
Hmm.
So I did make an effort. I did videos every day, and I like just came to my studio and I videoed everything. And then at some point, as 18-year-old, it was like at the end of Corona, and people were still not coming into the studio, and I was doing deliveries. Me and my husband were doing deliveries to people's homes. And then it was just when they opened up the studios, and an 18-year-old came to my studio, and I didn't know what she was doing, but actually she was videoing herself at my studio, and she tagged me on TikTok,
Mm.
and it went viral, like huge. And then all of a sudden, there was a huge wave of people coming in and doing another video and another video and another video, and it becomes like a dominoes effect, and then it
Right.
just went viral. Like it just takes 20K here, 50K here, and then it becomes 100 and 300. And there was one video that was about like 1.5 million views, and it just did wonders for the business, obviously. And at some point we left the underground, and we went to like a main street, and like a beautiful space with actually it's the background with like big windows, something that I always wanted. And then so that's the story. That's the story about me.
I love that.
Yeah.
We love that. Yeah, we love the growth aspect of it all too. Like you start from the beginning, you fall in love with it, and you grow over time. Do you do anything, or did you do anything to accommodate the TikTok video makers? Anything special? Did they just bring their own equipment in, their own phones? They make the videos and they just did it all on their own. You didn't have to do anything.
They did it all on their own. I didn't have
That's
to do
awesome.
anything. And that's, I think, the main highlight of today's talk. I think it's more about authenticity and not like trying to pose as something perfect or beautiful or like something that is unreal.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. And you have like several locations now, right? Mm-hmm.
Correct. We have two in Tel Aviv, one in Hod Sharon, and we're opening another one in the more Upper East Side of Israel, and we have one in California now.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. California is hard to break into with all the rules and everything. So, would you say that the influencers and the social media and the trends have helped kind of grow the community there, the ceramics community, and the demand for it?
Absolutely, absolutely. People, funnily enough, people are getting inspired to come and paint, but people are also getting inspired to open pen pottery studios. And I'm really happy to be part of growing the industry in Israel. And I think that's one of mine and Oscar, my husband's, main goal here in Israel is to grow the industry through, inspiration. And I think we've done that so far really, really well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely. We see a lot of very trendy things, which is part of why we were excited to bring you on. So, how do you find those trendy things? I mean, we know that the people come in and they do some of the trendy stuff, but you have to be involved too. So, tell us about how you are involved in that.
So I think what I usually do is I'm really part of the trends. So what does it mean? Like when you're actually, sometimes I'm sitting at home and I'm looking at my TikToks and my daughter is like, "Hey, you're watching TikTok all the time. Why are you not allowing me to do that?" And I'm saying, "Well, I'm working."
Yeah, right.
That's the
It's
difference.
brain rot for you. I'm working.
Working. And I think it's not always about trends. I think it's more about showing like
Mhm.
what is actually happening in the studio. And what I mean by that is when you're looking at what your customers are painting. Like for example, you'll come to the studio and you'll see like four girls at the same time painting checkers
Mhm.
or hearts, and like you see like that's the trend, like. So I would video that, and I wouldn't tell the influencers to video that, but they would do it themselves.
Right.
So that's the trend wave. You're basically part of a culture. You're part of being um, in the social media, but it's social media is also the culture. It's also like what's happening right now. It's
Mhm.
part of being part of the group.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Um,
You got to realize that you're in the wave and kind of have an eagle eye for it. Like, wow, there's 10 birthday plates in this kiln load. Maybe that's a popular thing right now, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And what else did I want to say about it? I think that um, I do watch TikTok in order to see also which songs are the most trendy.
Mhm.
So, if TikTok is all about the songs, obviously, so I would look
Right.
at, uh, even if it's just girls that are dancing, like the videos that repeat themselves with the girls that are dancing in the same dance, I would take those songs and use them on the pottery pieces in a way that, if I have a video, I would look how that comes together. Like, how does the song, how would it make you feel when you're watching it? Like I'm telling a story. It's not
Right.
only about the pottery piece itself. I'm actually telling a story. So let's say I'm painting, I don't know, a heart, and then I put like hearts on it. And as I'm painting it, I'm putting the song of love about, I don't know, L is for the way you just feel like, oh wow, you feel more than just okay, now she's painting. Like what's the big deal? Then when you put the right song on it, it just is more attractive. Because I
Oh,
think
totally.
I think people like to hear, to feel, what
Mhm.
you're communicating. It's more about what are they feeling. We're not selling to them the pottery. We're selling to them the experience.
Yeah. I think that is
Yeah.
the big thing though. Like it's mostly the experience that we're selling, and when they look back on it, they're remembering the feeling that they had while they were there. Because sometimes pottery breaks. They might not even have the pottery that they made from the experience, but they'll have the feeling, left over from the time. We call it going to pottery heaven. It's is an accident. Like pottery heaven exists. We believe in it.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
yeah, there's a lot of people who don't come pick up.
right. Yeah, that too. So, okay. Well, and talk to me a little bit about like social content can build trust with your customers. Like for me in my studio, we think that's real. Like we say that the short form content is how people discover us, but that longer form content or maybe like series content is that trust builder. What do you think about that?
Oh, I absolutely believe in that. I think like showing behind the scenes. I think a lot of studio owners are afraid of showing how ugly the kiln room looks,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
a piece that broke, or that the glaze fell off. It seems like a secret or a taboo, but I feel like every time I talk about it on social media, or I show it, I talk about it, I make it something that is part of the ceramic process. Pottery is something natural. It's not it's been made. It's not in factory. I mean,
Right.
yeah, our pieces are made in a factory, but the clay itself is a natural substance that is not always perfect, and things happen and things change. And you know what changed my view on that? Like, I used to want to make it perfect, and then I went to a clay studio, and I was like, okay, but do I get my money back if it breaks in the kiln? And she said, no, you don't.
Sorry.
I said, what do you mean? She said, well, clay is a natural thing, and that could happen. It's not my fault that you did it this way. And then all of a sudden it switched my mind, like, wait a minute, maybe they touched a pottery piece with oil, or, it's not always
Mhm.
our fault. Or, I mean, I think in America there's a real, I'm not saying don't give your money back to your customers. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think it's a matter of switching and saying, this is something natural, and let's talk about it, and talk about it openly with your customer. And that's how you create that trust. You're not hiding anything. Once you open it up and you say, hey, listen, we talk about it openly in our studios and in
Mhm.
social media, and we show it, like, this happens. Okay, like, it happens, and if it happens, we're happy to give you another piece to paint. But just so you know, it can happen because it's natural. It's not something that, like, we're hiding from you. And I think that in itself creates trust with the customer. And I think the more you talk about it on social media, and the more you open it up, and you open up to the back of, the kiln area and the storage area. People like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with
more.
you on that. We call those learning experiences, like yeah, you should have washed your hands and not come in with like lotion all over them before you started touching your pottery all over that.
But I think
So,
also it's also like more like, how should I say, like, humanizes the business.
mhm.
Like, when a
Yeah.
business is like a factory, it's going to come out exactly how you want. It's like, we're also people, and there's people behind
Hmm.
it that are taking care of your piece, and we're doing our best. But you're also a human, and you can also touch the piece with oil. Like, you just
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're
yeah.
all just people in our small businesses who live in the community, like real people doing real things. Yeah, for sure. So, well, I mean, and speaking of all that, so tell me about how that all plays into keeping your brand cohesive. So you want your social media stuff and your, kind of behind the things to all behind the scenes to all look the same, right? So how do you keep a handle on that? Are you managing it? Do you have people who are posting from your studio? What does that look like?
So you're actually asking me, how do I keep my brand how do I keep my brand the same on social media?
Hmm. Yeah, like are you doing all the posting? Do you have multiple people doing the posting? What does that look like?
Okay, so we have a system at Color Cafe where, I'm sure that not a lot of studios do this. We have hired, throughout the 9 years, different artists, and I see myself as the CEO/creative department. and my husband more the CFO, COO, I don't know, and like operations and finances, and I'm more fun stuff. I say to him, "Oh, just
Hmm.
leave me all the fun stuff." And the system is basically the artists report to me, and they do kind of a Gantt for the whole year, or for the next month, and then we do like a general Gantt for the whole year. What we're going to post, what we need to post, holidays, things like that, and then I approve it in advance, like the general sketches of what we're going to do. When
Hmm.
it comes to a video on painting a piece, or on the window display, or I don't know, pieces that we need to do as examples in the studio. So they would draw that, and then they send it to me to be approved, and I always make sure that it's up to brand standards. So I would make sure that it talks the same. uh it's not like, I don't know, there was one time that one of the artists drew a cat, um a very funny looking cat. I'll never forget that. I just didn't connect it, and I was like, I'm
Right,
sorry,
yeah.
not
The
the
cat is
brand.
not for me. Yeah.
It's super cute, but it's not our brand. It doesn't talk our talk. So no,
Right.
let's try something else. And I had to really explain it, because it's not so easy, a lot of times it's not so easy to communicate what you're trying to say, and we have a very distinctive line of like what we want to communicate to our customers in terms of aesthetics and color palettes, and our earthy neutral tones, and yeah, things like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
um so that's the process, and I'm very, very strict on what we're posting.
Hey, podcast friends, don't miss our new must have markdowns at biscuitandports.com, located under Featured Bisque. We've got seasonal and holiday bisque, plus everyday favorites, all temporarily discounted up to 25% off. These items are not discontinued, they're just marked down for a limited time only. Items will be added and removed all the time. So if you see something you love, grab it fast, stock up for the holiday season, and save while you do it. Head to biscuitandports.com and shop those markdowns before they're gone.
Are you spending hours managing studio bookings and class registrations? Occasion helps ceramic studios save an average of 3 days a week in admin time. With clever workflows, instant confirmations, and seamless class management, you can focus on what matters, creating amazing experiences for your customers. Join successful studios like Clay Cafe Avalon, who've trusted Occasion since 2016. Visit occasion.app and schedule a demo today. Mention Glazed Over Podcast for personalized setup support.
How far in advance? I know you said that they're planning the whole year. Are they planning the whole year in advance? Or are they like 6 months in advance? Or is it really the whole year?
So it's for the whole year. We do a general Gantt for the whole year.
Yeah.
uh then we do for
I'm
6 months.
jealous of how early you can get ahead of that. I would love to be that ahead of the planning on
We do
that.
it generally. We do it general. We don't the sketches that they do is 6 months in advance. The
Hmm.
sketches.
Okay. Right.
And they're sometimes not approved. So
So back
you
to
go
the
back.
drawing board. Yeah.
But it used to not be like that, I have to say. It used to be a month in advance, and at some point I was like, this is not going to work anymore. Because why? Because at some point I don't have time all day to look in I don't know, in America you don't use WhatsApp, but we have like a lot of WhatsApp groups, and
Hmm.
we have a WhatsApp group for artists, and they send me things, and they're like, you need to approve it, and then I say, okay, well, um, I didn't see that I need to approve it, so they end up like just sitting and not, you know, not doing
Right.
anything. So I said that's not gonna work anymore. So we need to do it in advance. So at least if they do it in advance, and I approved it. So if they can't do this right now, they do something else.
Hmm.
You have an artist, on shift. You want her to work. You don't want her to be sitting down and not knowing what to do, and I'm the backlog. I don't want that. So this is why I said, okay, we're going to do it in advance.
Right. So if they're doing the creating, are they also scheduling the post once they're approved, or are they sending that somewhere else to do like the copy content for it?
So now it used to be just WhatsApp, video, HD, and then I would post it myself whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
I would save it to my phone and then I would upload it. And now it's a bit of a different, now it's, they upload it to, they show me on WhatsApp on our personal, like inside group. And then if I approve it, they send it to the other, to a Google Drive. Now it's much more organized. I love it. It's
Oh
on a
yeah.
Google Drive. Yeah, because now we have a Google Drive with all the art stuff, all the videos in one place. It's super practical, like they just upload it to the Google Drive and they write in the marketing WhatsApp group, hey, we just uploaded a video. Please see to, for Valentine's.
It's 17:30.
And then, sorry. And then the marketing firm will upload it themselves, and they also edit it themselves, and then they upload it.
Okay. Right on.
We have to say I have to highlight that the last 2 years our social media has changed, like the whole way we do it. Like up until now I did it myself completely, and then I switched. So now it's different, it's more organized. It has to be with
Yeah. And so are you seeing a huge benefit with having, somebody else take that off of your plate and do that scheduling and stuff for you? Are you liking it?
I see a huge advantage. I do. The huge advantage is not necessarily in the actual growth of social media followers, and I think today that doesn't really matter. Like, I don't think that followers is what counts. I think it's more, returning customers and engagement and interaction with your customers. I think it matters more than just followers. And also, you see that with different people that I spoke to about social media and what they're looking for in influencers that come in and do like a video. Hi, I'm at Color Cafe. Da, da. Like, we don't look anymore at their followers. It doesn't matter anymore. We want to see that their followers are engaging with their page. And we do the same thing at Color in our page. We try to get more engagement. We try to talk to our customers. So now we get a lot more messages than we used to, which is amazing. Like, hey, I really like that piece. Where can I get it? Or which branch can I go to? Whereas before it would be like a lot of likes, a lot of followers, a lot of comments. But, I want more people talking to us. I like that more. I want the
Right.
returning customer. Yeah. What was the question?
We're talking about, yeah, like what you're seeing is the benefit of having that outside firm. So it sounds like you're getting more time to actually engage with customers now that you're not having.
I must say they are the one doing the conversation. I don't have time to sit there and message 50 messages or more a day. That's unrealistic. But so that's a huge advantage of having them doing it, because they're answering, they're organizing all the messages. Today you can organize all your messages in really, really nicely in Instagram for like with different labels. And I can focus. I can really, as a business owner, I see a huge advantage. I can focus on the right things, and not on social media, but on the general DNA of the business.
One of my questions is, with this outside firm, how do they, I guess, know the answers to the questions? Like, do you train them up front on the general knowledge of ceramics or what they need to know? Because that's always been my kind of concern. I get a lot of like college age kids coming out of college, they're looking for a marketing job. Like they'd probably be really good at it, but they don't know anything about ceramics. And I don't really know how to train them on this sort of business. And so I am always hesitant to do something in that ballpark.
So, first of all, on Instagram, you have uh, in messages, you have like a option to do automatic answers for certain questions. You know about that? Like when you
Yeah.
can do saved replies. So I just trained it. Like we had a 2 hour meeting of just training her team on the questions that are most common, and I showed them where it is. So I said, okay, this is what you answer, and I showed them like where literally that is. Like this is what you
Yeah.
answer for this.
Okay.
I mean, it takes one time of like two
Right.
hour training, and then you're done, but you just have to set the time for it. And then like if she ever doesn't know anything, she'll send them to customer service. So she'll say, okay, because we also have a customer service platform that is like on uh, it's a company that it is amazing company that basically all the WhatsApp messages we receive from customers, they go there. So then we have two girls at home that are answering all these customers, and if she doesn't know, then they for sure know.
Right.
She'll say,
Yeah.
please reach our customer service WhatsApp, and they'll be happy to answer you. And then they answer her like much more specific to like let's say, I don't know, I took my piece home and water. And this happens a lot. I took my piece home and water comes out from the bottom. You know this one?
Yeah. 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 Hmm.
Uh, okay, someone didn't glaze well. Uh, it comes back to me like, oh yes, okay. So then I say, okay, so send it to customer service. I don't even answer them because I prefer customer service to take care of
Right.
this person. Obviously, I'm not going to have a marketing person.
Yeah, you pay people to do jobs. Yeah. Right.
Yes,
I get
yes, all
it.
departments. I'm all about it. Like, each person. We also have a kiln team. The girls on the floor are not dealing with the kilns. And I think that's something, okay, that's not social media, but I'm just saying, maybe for other business owners, I think that would help if I tell them, if it's possible for you to have, just when I say team, it could be one or two people, that are just taking care of the kilns and the storage. It just frees up so much time for the staff, to really be with the customer and really enjoy, doing their job. Because in California, it's not like that. We are still small, and the girls are doing both, which is amazing. They're amazing, but I think it's really hard for them. I can see that it's really hard for them. Like they have to go in the back, do the glazing, and they have to go to the customers, and they're stressed to get that done. I think it doesn't work well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. It's easier when everyone can kind of compartmentalize their job so they can focus in and hone in on being great at what they're doing. So, okay, well, let's ask you some fun questions. So, one, what is your favorite part of being a studio owner?
That's a good question. I think my favorite part is exactly why we decided I'm going to be the creative department, the DNA. I think is because I really eh, enjoy coming to the studio and making sure that it looks the way that I want it to look. Like when I come into the studio, I want to make sure that that it's clean. I know that sounds really weird, but I love to see that my studio is just, so aesthetically pleasing um, for the customers and for me. So what does that mean? I come in and sometimes I would start cleaning myself. And the staff is like, she didn't even say hi. She's cleaning. And I'm like, oh, sorry. But it makes me happy to, to clean my studio. I think it's a people underestimate how it affects people when you walk into a place and it looks very clean and organized, and it shows something about the place, that the place respects itself and respects its customers. It's
Mhm.
really, basic thing. Okay, so that's one thing I love about it. And also I love interaction with my staff. I love our family that we grew. We're 35 people now. I secretly don't tell the CFO, but I actually go with them to lunch a lot. Go with them because it's nice. I meet other girls that they're in their 20s, and they're looking what to do in their life, and I just love to interact with them. I love to form relationships with deeper relationships with the people that I work with. I think it's the best part. It's not just working together, it's really creating a family, like a community, a family. um and I think I also love to actually do business. I love opening new studios, doing collaborations, which is also people. It's also
Yeah.
communication with people. Um, I love doing collaborations. I think it's so much fun. Also, corporate events. So now I'm looking into joining a it's also kind of social media. I'm joining a group called CEO, and
Okay.
it's a CEO women, and that's going to be fun because it's all
Yeah.
I can sell the business to these corporate events in there. All these
Hmm.
CEOs that so that's one. Also, I'll meet them, and I'll all the networking. It's fun. So I'm
Right.
always looking out for networking. I think it's really fun. Um, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's just
And
a
this
few
is an
things.
easy business to network in, like people always think it's really fun and interesting and they're like, "Oh, we've got to do it." It sells itself.
Wait, you have a good point here. The best part that I love about, you're gonna laugh now, about being part a business owner is that I love to go to the CCSA every year.
Yeah, I do too. It's so fun, right? Everyone should go. Convention is this year
No, but
in
I,
August.
I love it.
I love it too. I love getting to see everyone. It's awesome. Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
fun.
Do you have a favorite piece of bisque, a favorite piece to paint, or just a favorite shape that you love that you're just going to keep in stock no matter what anybody tells you?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
It's from Biscuit Imports, and I forgot what it's called. It's the tulip phase.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Is
Okay.
it,
That's a
is
good
it
one.
from is it from Amiel or not?
I think it is an Amy piece. You gonna look it up really quick?
I have to. You know
Yeah.
why? I love first of all, my favorite flowers is tulips.
Okay, that's
And
another fun fact. We like that.
yes. And and then the second part is that it just reminds me of Holland. My husband is
Mhm.
Dutch.
Oh,
Um, Art Deco, tulip vase, and no, it's not Emile. I don't think
it's
so.
not an Amy piece, but it
It
is a
doesn't.
biscuit port piece.
Oh no, but it is Biscuit Ports piece. Yes.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
that is a good one.
oh, I love Biscuit Ports. Um, so yeah, that's my favorite piece. And Oscar is Dutch, and we just have a special, yeah, connection to
Yeah,
tulips.
connection. Cute.
To tulips.
Okay. The tulips, yes, obviously. Okay, and then do you have a favorite color? Glaze color.
Glaze color.
Yes.
Um, I would say 01. Mako. Stroke
Okay.
and Uh, um, because that's also our pink of our studio,
Ah, cute.
our
Okay, that's
signature
cute.
pink.
Love that.
Yeah.
So
Closest.
when you're not doing girl boss stuff though, what are you doing? I know you have three children. What do y'all like to do together?
You're asking what I'm doing besides it being a business owner?
Yeah.
I meditate a
Okay.
lot.
Well,
I
you
have.
have to.
I think it's a very important part of a business owner's life should be meditation and keeping calm. And with my children, I'm doing a lot with my. It depends which one. Which one? With my 3-year-old, I well, I have a 3-year-old son who is very special. He has genetic deficiency, so also autism. So he's a project in itself, and I spend a lot of time with him in the afternoons, and I try to really, you know, be there for him and try to push him forward. It's not so easy as the other two, and he's amazing. I'm totally in love with him. And then I have a 8-year-old who is Lizzie, and she's a gymnast, and I take her to all her extracurricular activities. And then Emily, she's the AI, cybersecurity, all that stuff, all the fun stuff. So she helps me with all that's trendy as well. She'll tell me,
Yeah.
"Mom, I have to bring this influencer." So I bring the influencer. So that's what I do with them. And then, so yeah, and then we have a doggie. She's called
Aw.
Bella. She's a Jack Russell. So I walk with her in the mornings and do my meditations with her in the mornings. As funny as that sounds. Um, yeah, and now we're starting to also try to help other women entrepreneurs in the paint pottery studio, like to give them advice and to help them. So,
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. Do you have any other aspirations that you're hiding in there you want to tell us about?
um, well, me and my husband like to go to wineries.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, my husband has a wine fridge that he's obsessed with, and we're actually going this Friday to a winery. So no, it's really fun. We've been going for many years, and we also do wine and cheese parties at our home, and where people, I don't know if you know what that's like, but people basically, for those who don't know, you basically you ask everybody to bring a bottle of wine and cheese, and you put your name on the bottle, and at the end of the evening, there's a winner of who brought the best wine. So you can never bring like a Chateau Migraine,
Oh, yeah.
you can bring like a good wine. And I have to say, before I met my husband, I had no idea about wine, and over the years, I really learned a lot, and it's super interesting, and it's fun. It's a really fun party.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to host a little party like that for the holidays myself this year. So,
And
okay,
thing,
Ailene.
the
Mhm.
last thing is that we love to travel.
Okay.
Yes,
Where have you been? Everywhere?
everywhere.
Everywhere.
We love kids, without kids. We love to travel. Yes, it's a very important thing in our
Well, tell
lives.
us about a memorable destination you've been to.
Ooh, my favorite one is of course, in Koh Samui in Thailand.
Okay. I've never been.
It was very special because it was our honeymoon, and we went to it was a hotel. I think it was called the Conrad, and it's like on a cliff, like on a mountain, and then like each room is on a different. it was just so beautiful. And then you have this pool,
Wow.
and then like infinity pool, and you see like a beautiful view of the ocean. It was just gorgeous, gorgeous place. But Thailand, as you know, is very beautiful.
That sounds amazing. So,
It was amazing. I hope we'll
all
go there one
right.
day.
Yeah. I hope to travel everywhere one of these days when I'm not hosting podcasts for ceramic studio owners. Maybe I can host them from Thailand one day. I don't know. I'll have to ask Dina.
You
Um,
have to in your you have to do you do affirmations? Do you do
yes.
affirmations goals?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
have to
I
add,
do. Yeah, add
yes.
that to my like manifesting list, you know? So
You know, I actually have a book. I have a book for the last 10 years where I put my affirmations and I can go back in time and look if it was done. And it was literally everything that I wrote was done. And it
I love
works.
that for you. I like
It
that.
works every you have to believe it. You just
Yeah.
have to believe it, and then it happens.
That part I agree with. Yeah. I usually like fold mine up on a piece of paper, but I do agree. If you believe it, it will come true.
You fold it up.
Yeah. And then I
Why?
keep it. Well, because that's how I just do it for myself, you know? And then
Oh
I put
yeah,
it in a bowl. Like,
you put it in a bowl.
yeah,
It's interesting. So did you ever go back and like actually look at like if you like did you ever do that?
I could. I should. I will after now we've talked today, you know?
I
So,
always look, I always go back in time and I looked, was it done or not? And if it wasn't, I like continue doing what I need to do to
yeah.
get, you know, and
Hmm.
it also motivates you when you see that it was done,
Yeah.
like it happened, it motivates you to do it more and more.
Right. No, it does. I mean, I'm with you. So I love that.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Des Toll from Biscuit Imports. And remember, our must-have markdowns page is live now with seasonal, holiday, and classic bisque up to 25% off. Not discontinued, just discounted for a limited time. Shop quick, and we'll catch you next time.
Feel like a juggler at your ceramic studio? Between classes, bookings, and admin tasks, those pins keep flying. Let Occasion help you put down the act and get back to creating. Visit occasion.act to discover your peace of mind.
Wish you could make better business decisions backed by data? CCSA members get access to exclusive industry reports, surveys, and research that provide valuable insights into trends and customer behavior in the fine arts world. From pricing strategies to consumer preferences, the CCSA gives you the information you need to stay competitive and thrive. Ready to use data to drive your success? Join the Contemporary Ceramic Studios Association and get access to these valuable resources. Learn more at ccsaonline.com.
Do you have any other advice for studio owners you would like to share before we end our call today, Ailene?
I think that I think what's important is that you're doing something that you really love and that you really understand the meaning behind your brand and what you're doing. Like not just, oh, I want to make money, because that doesn't work. I really believe in understanding the why behind your business. Why are you doing this? Super important.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. Well, I really enjoyed our talk today. I would let us talk all day long, but I've been watching the clock because I know better than to, than to keep rambling on. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Glazed Over is brought to you by the CCSA, the Contemporary Ceramic Studios Association. Thank you to our moderators, Jessica Cowan and Vanessa Steele. Editing by Scott Lester. Executive production by Vicki DeWorth. Learn more about becoming a member at ccsaonline.com.